A warm welcome to you on behalf of the roughly 125 members of Saints Clare and Francis. I'd like to ask you to imagine a church that is deeply rooted in the Catholic tradition. And in this church, you'll see married priests, women priests, gays and lesbians fully participating and celebrated, lay people having an active voice in everything that happens, including choosing their own priests and bishops. Imagine a church like that, and you would be imagining a church that already exists, Saints Clare and Francis. Welcome. And we are not just doing this on our own. We're a part of a larger reality, a movement throughout the country. Right now, there are over 35 communities throughout the country who are pursuing this same vision under the banner of the Ecumenical Catholic Communion. And our larger body is a part of the National Council of Churches. And so we are actively cooperating with churches of 37 different denominations in promoting the values that we have and learning from our older brothers and sisters as well. So that's the kind of church that you have come to visit. I don't want you to think of Clare and Francis because I say we accept people in leadership who have been divorced, we have women in leadership, gays, and that somehow this is a liberal church, or that we're just trying to adopt the so-called liberal agenda. That's not what we're about at all. It's much deeper than that. We have this understanding that God herself, I'll say, is actually far more inclusive than we ever imagine. That God is in all and through all, and that God is creating communion with every human being that is born onto this planet. We believe that God is deeply, deeply inclusive. I was a Roman Catholic priest for a long time, 18 years. And perhaps my story is somewhat similar to yours. I love the Catholic Church. I love the sacraments, celebrating the Eucharist, this emphasis on social justice. So much about the Roman Catholic Church was important to me. But I got to a point where these inclusion issues just seemed like I was no longer able to find exactly what I was looking for. The gospel that I wanted to live was bigger than that and more inclusive than that. And so I found the Ecumenical Catholic Communion. And I'm excited because now I'm able to function as a priest, to pastor this parish, and to be able to welcome all of the people that I mentioned at the beginning of this message. Perhaps you are one of those people. Or perhaps your story is that you would just like to be a part of a church that includes people like that. If so, then perhaps you're beginning to experience that you've found something like home. But I don't want you to think that we are simply about these inclusion issues. They're very important. They're key. But our reality that we're celebrating is even deeper than that. We celebrate what we call the three-legged stool. We believe that to be a Christian means to have a fully developed spirituality, sense of community, and a desire for service on behalf of compassion and justice. Those three things are extremely important to us at Clare and Francis. And so we take spirituality seriously. We care that you develop your own relationship with God and that you feel confident that you personally are able to be in communion with God, to know God's love, and to walk around all day long knowing that you are in communion with your God. And we'd like to be able to teach you the skills of growing deeper in that life if those are things you'd like to learn. And also, we believe it's very important that we live this life that we have in God in community. We have very active small groups at Saints Clare and Francis. You would be welcome to be a part of those if you would care to. And there you would learn how to share your life in a safe space with other people. and be able to delve into that part of the Christian life, which is the way life flows between human beings when fear is reduced and openness and acceptance and appreciation grow. And also, we're a church where you can get involved in works of service. Those might be motivated by a sense of compassion that grows in you as you get closer to your true self. It might also be a sense of justice, where what you see in the world around you appears to be not quite right, and you want to be a force on behalf of bringing the values that you're learning through your relationship with God and with one another to those situations. And so we have a number of opportunities. We call them communal works of service on behalf of compassion and justice. And so this is the kind of community that we are building here at St. Clare and Francis, and we would like you to be a part of it. If you found the message of this video an inspiring one that you would like to share with others, please do. Take this DVD and share it with someone else. Feel free to make copies of it if you care to, and share it with a number of people. Invite them to come to St. Clare and Francis, and we'll give a video like this to whoever comes. We really want to get the message out that this is who we are, this is how we intend to live, and we would love it if you would like to consider us your church home. If you happen to be visiting from out of town and you're thinking, well, I'm never going to get back to St. Clare and Francis, or at least not in the foreseeable future, that's okay, because we're building communities throughout this country. And even if there isn't one in your area, we would be happy to speak with you about what it would mean to build one in the area where you are. So we're giving you our contact information so that you can contact us and we'll talk with you about that. Thanks so much for spending these moments with me. We hope that you come back and that you know that you are always welcome. My name is Frank Krebs. I'm the pastor at St. Clare and Francis and the presiding bishop of the Ecumenical Catholic Communion.